The end of the American Civil War in 1865 marked a pivotal moment in the history of the United States. The devastation left by 4 years of intense conflict was immense, but so too was the hope of a newly united nation. A new chapter had begun, and with it came one of the most daunting tasks the nation had ever faced: integrating millions of freed slaves into American society. This period, known as Reconstruction, was fraught with both ambition and adversity, as a nation weary from war sought to redefine itself and uphold the promises of liberty and equality. At the heart of Reconstruction were the newly freed African Americans, who, for the first time, faced the staggering prospect of freedom. The end of slavery saw approximately 4 million individuals liberated, instantly turning them into citizens who longed for the same rights and opportunities as their white counterparts. However, the road to integration was far from smooth, as these individuals were transitioning from a life defined by bondage to one supposedly characterized by freedom and agency. Congress endeavored to lay a foundation for this new society through the passage of the Reconstruction Amendments. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery outright, while the 14th Amendment promised citizenship and equal protection under the law. The 15th Amendment would later guarantee voting rights irrespective of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. These amendments were undoubtedly profound in their intent. Yet the reality of enforcing them across a divided nation presented significant challenges. The Freedmen's Bureau was established in 1865 as a federal agency aimed at aiding freed slaves in their transition to freedom. It provided food, housing, education, and legal assistance, seeking to ease the shift towards self-sufficiency. Moreover, the Bureau aimed to help renegotiate labor contracts to ensure fair wages and working conditions, a critical component in establishing economic autonomy for former slaves. Yet, despite its ambitions, the Freedmen's Bureau was met with resistance. Understaffed and underfunded, it struggled against a backdrop of Southern opposition and waning Northern support, limiting its impact over time. As freed slaves ventured into the socio-economic life of the South, they confronted an array of obstacles. Sharecropping became a common practice, ostensibly offering a route to economic independence but often resulting in exploitative conditions that were reminiscent of slavery. Freed individuals entered into agreements with landowners to farm portions of their land in return for a share of the crops. Unfortunately, high interest rates and poor markets frequently left sharecroppers in perpetual debt, inhibiting their capability to accumulate wealth and truly break free from the legacy of slavery. Moreover, the rise of black codes in the southern states sought to maintain racial hierarchies by imposing restrictive laws on African Americans, curtailing their freedom and effectively sustaining a system of white supremacy. These codes regulated aspects of daily life, including employment, movement, and legal rights, revealing the southern states' reluctance to adhere to the spirit of Reconstruction. Such laws underscored the depth of societal resistance that the freed slaves had to overcome. Amidst these struggles, the African American community demonstrated incredible resilience and agency. Schools and churches swiftly became central pillars in their lives, fostering a sense of community and empowerment. Education played a crucial role, with many aspiring to break the cycle of poverty and illiteracy. The establishment of independent black churches provided not only spiritual solace, but also a platform for community organization and advocacy. Political participation also emerged as a significant force during this era. African American men, empowered by the 15th Amendment, began to exercise their right to vote and hold public office. This political engagement led to the election of over 2,000 African American men to local, state, and federal offices by the end of the 19th century. This momentum, though impressive, was met with growing hostility as white supremacists pushed back, often violently, leading to the eventual unraveling of Reconstruction efforts. By the end of the 1870s, the hope symbolized by Reconstruction was largely overshadowed by the institutionalization of segregation and disenfranchisement through Jim Crow laws. These laws would systematically deny African Americans their rights and relegate them to second-class citizenship until the civil rights movement of the mid-20th century. The Reconstruction era remains a complex and contested chapter in American history. It was a period marked by both groundbreaking progress and devastating setbacks. The struggles to integrate freed slaves into society reveal much about the American experiment, its lofty ideals, its deep-seated prejudices, and its enduring quest for justice. Even today, the legacy of this era continues to shape discussions on race, citizenship, and equality, reminding us of the ongoing journey toward a more inclusive society.